Welcome, my brethren, back to the well of Whovian knowledge that is the AHJ Doctor Who quiz book series. As you can tell by my umbrella, we are going to be moving on to the next section in the quiz book series, which of course, if you have been paying attention at the end of last episode, is 15 questions on the 7th and then 8th Doctors. Let's go. So here we go. 15 questions on the 7th Doctor, then we'll do the answers for him, then we'll do 15 questions on the 8th Doctor and the answers for him, and that'll make a nice little video hopefully. So here we go, 7th Doctor, question number 1. What does the Doctor hate as well as bus stations, unrequited love, tyranny and cruelty? That's some ghost light, and I believe he said burnt toast. And I can relate, no one likes burnt toast, it's horrible. What is the Doctor's favourite kind of jazz? Now this just makes me wish I'd watched Silver Nemesis before doing this quiz, because he mentions it in that, but I don't know. I'm going to say smooth, just because that's the only kind of jazz I really know other than jazz. I know nothing about jazz. What did Time and Tide do according to the Doctor? Wait for no man? I'm guessing that's what it was. Yeah, it's kind of weird. In season 24 especially, Sylvester's first season, he had this weird quirk of mixing up idioms and famous phrases, and that was one of the ones that he said about and mixed up. So, yeah. Question 4. What figure from Arthurian myth is the Doctor revealed to be? Merlin. Question 5. What old possession does the Brigadier have taken out of mothballs for the Doctor? Well, the only thing of the Doctors that I remember the Brigadier given to Seven in particular, which would have been in Battlefield, would be Bessie, his car. But they say mothballs, which is something to do with clothes, right? So, I don't know, I'm going to say Bessie, his yellow car. Who claims to be the only person to know who the Doctor really is? Lady Painfort. Say what you will about Silver Nemesis, but I fucking love the sort of glimpses we get into the Doctor's past in that story, so to speak. Question 7. What does the Doctor mutter to create a barrier of faith against the Hemivores? I didn't know this up until quite recently because it's kind of hard to hear what he's saying. I assumed it was just sort of nonsense gibberish, but I think it's actually the names of some of his companions, because he had faith in them. Faith stops the Hemivores for some reason, not quite sure why. Question 8. During his show for the Gods of Ragnarok, what does the Doctor turn a snake into? I think I remember this scene. He magically conjures up a snake, because he's doing a magic show, of course. I mean, when faced with total atomic annihilation by godlike beings, what do? You put on a magic show for them. He conjures up a snake, does a little turn around, and when he turns around, I think it's turned into his umbrella. So that's my answer, his umbrella. What injury leads to the Doctor's regeneration? Okay, I'm assuming they mean the Doctor's regeneration from 7 into 8. Am I crazy for thinking this could be a trick question? Because they could either mean the 6th Doctor's regeneration into 7, or they could mean the 7th Doctor's regeneration into 8. Okay, I'm going to assume it's about 7's regeneration, which was in the TV movie, and he was shot down in a gang shootout in San Francisco. What was the Doctor's prize for being the toll booth's 10 billionth customer? A free trip to Disneyland! And then they end up in some grotty little Welsh holiday resort instead. I mean, this was 1987, you really think the BBC could afford to go to Disneyland to film for a Doctor Who story? Question 11. How old are both the Doctor and the Rani at the time that they meet on Lakersha? 953. What colour scarf do the Kangs give the Doctor? They give him a red and blue one. It's got red on one side, blue on the other. What is in the centre of the Doctor's calling card? Ah, bugger. This was Remembrance of the Daleks. He gives the calling card. It's a symbol for a Greek letter, I think? I feel like I should know this, but I don't. Right, I might be wrong on this. Could be. But I'm gonna say the symbol for Theta Sigma. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the symbol for Theta Sigma. I don't even know if that's actually a Greek letter. I think that's 2 Greek letters combined, isn't it? All I know is the Doctor's nickname was Theta Sigma. Question 14. How many years' experience does the Doctor claim to have in rewiring alien machinery? This is between 2 answers, either 700 or 900. I'm gonna say 900. And question 15. What sort of honey does Goran, the crazy bee guy in Delta and the Bannerman, give to the Doctor as a farewell present? I wasn't aware there were different kinds of honey. I thought honey was just what comes out of bees' asses when they make their hives or something. Pass, no fucking clue on that. Alright, let's go ahead and do the answers for the 7th Doctor quickly. Question 1 was burnt toast, got that correct. Question 2 says straight blowing. I'm gonna have to look at what that question even was. The Doctor's favourite kind of jazz was straight blowing. No idea what that means. Question 3 was melt the snowman. What did time and tide do according to the Doctor? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I see it now, I can hear. I remember the line now, it's time and tide melt the snowman. Merlin, Bessie, Lady Painfort, the names of his companions, his umbrella, 3 gunshot wounds. Well, I say gunshot wounds and then surgery, so I'm going to give myself the point for that one. A week's holiday in Disneyland, 1959. Okay, I just said a trip to Disneyland. I feel like I should get a point for that because I said the main bit. I didn't say the year and specifically a week's holiday. I'm going to give myself a point for that trip to Disneyland. I was close enough, I feel. If you disagree, then let me know in the comments, but hey. 953, blue and red on either side. Question mark on a black seal. That was what was on his calling card. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's like a golden question mark with a black background to it. Yeah, I remember now. 900, oh, got that right, that was good. And 15, what sort of honey was it? It was a 1928 hibiscus blossom. And you really expect me to know what kind of fucking honey that is? Really? Really, people? Okay, I got a good chunk of those correct. I haven't been keeping count exactly, but I think I got at least half of them right, so that's something. Alright, 15 questions on the 8th Doctor, and these are all going to be just for the TV movie Night of the Doctor, because this book does not include expanded media. Very limited TV stories to be drawing material from here, but hey, maybe that'll help me get them all correct, I don't know. So question 1, what alias does Grace give to the Doctor? I think Dr. Bowman. Yeah, I remember the scene in the TV movie, she introduces him to another guy as Dr. Bowman. I don't know if that's a reference to Dr. Bowman from 2001: A Space Odyssey or not. I like to think that it is. Question 2, what does the Doctor say will be destroyed if he looks into the Eye of Harmony? If he looks into the Eye of Harmony, I don't know, his soul or something. I don't know, I'm just going to say his soul. I'm sure there was a better word for it in the story itself, and I can't actually remember what it was. What fancy dress costume does the Doctor take from the hospital? He takes a fancy dress costume from the hospital. I know he's rifling through some fancy dress clothes, but I thought he wore actual clothes at the end. Are you telling me the 8th Doctor spent most of his life wearing a fancy dress outfit? My world has been shattered. I wasn't even aware that was a fancy dress outfit. I thought that was actual clothes. Although now that I think about it, why would a locker room in a hospital in San Francisco in 1999 have clothes in it from like an Edwardian English gentleman's outfit? That 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle just suddenly slotted into place in my mind, and I'm very embarrassed about that. What almost destroys the Doctor's regenerative process? That was the anaesthetic that the surgeons used on him in the hospital for the surgery. What shoes does Grace give to the Doctor? Her ex-boyfriend Brian's shoes. Number 6, what do the Doctor and Grace use to get down from the top of the Institute for Technological Advancement and Research building? Fire hose, I think it was. Where does the Doctor always leave a spare TARDIS key? In the cubby hole above the P in the police box sign on the exterior. What film is showing on the TV in the hospital morgue when the Doctor regenerates? I'm pretty sure it was Frankenstein, because they're sort of running parallels to the Doctor's resurrection and then Frankenstein coming to life. It's basic symbolism 101, you know? How much weight does the Doctor lose in 20 minutes? I do not remember the exact number, so gonna pass. Who does the Doctor claim to have known intimately? That could be any number of people. I think it was the name. I think it was the person whoever it was that composed the opera music that Grace listens to. I've no fucking clue what the name of the guy is though. Opera is not my forte. I know about as much about opera as I know about jazz, and as we already established in the 7th Doctor section, that's about Jack all. So I'm going to pass on question 10 as well. Question 11, where is Grace when she is called to operate on the wounded Doctor? She is watching an opera at a theatre. Which question does the Doctor tell Gareth to answer in his midterm exam? I think it was the second question on the paper. What does the Doctor steal from the Institute for Technological Advancement and Research? It was a component from the beryllium clock. Don't know what the component was called. I feel like they're going to want more than that though. I don't know, some kind of time-keeping component from a giant clock. I don't know. Beryllium clock component, that's my final answer. How far is Gallifrey from Earth according to the Doctor? Fuck if I know. Don't remember this being mentioned. I'm just going to say 10 light years. Probably completely wrong. If that is the correct answer and I've just thrown that out there at random and gotten it correct, I am going to be so astonished I might just put on some shoes and go and dance a little jig in the streets. And question 15, how long would it take the TARDIS to travel that far? Oh, this is tying into the previous question. A matter of seconds, because you know it's basically a fucking teleporting time machine, so yeah. Alright, and we're going to go to answers on the 8th Doctor now. So, oh no, that's answers for the 10th and 11th Doctors, that's spoilers for the next video. So we have Dr. Bowman, his soul, Wild Bill Hickok outfit. That was to do with the outfit that you saw from the hospital. Yeah, didn't get that one correct at all. Anesthetic, Brian's, a fire hose, in a secret cubby hole above the P in the police box Stein, yep. Frankenstein, £20. That was how much weight he lost in 20 minutes. Yeah, I didn't remember the exact number for that, I'm afraid. That's question 10. Who does the Doctor claim to have known intimately? Madame Curie. Okay, I was barking up completely the wrong tree. I thought it was the composer of Grace's favourite opera music, but apparently not. The second, that's the second question. A beryllium chip, 250 million light years, wrong. 10 minutes, also wrong. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I got a decent amount of them right, I think. I think I did decently on that one. Okay, well, that was Quiz Book episode 9. In part 10, we're going to go ahead and do the 9th, 10th, and I think we'll do the 11th Doctor's section as well, because this quiz book only goes up to the end of the 11th Doctor's era due to when it was published. So I think next episode will be slightly longer and we'll cram in 3 Doctors worth of questions then. So that was episode 9 of the Doctor Who Quiz Book series. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and until then, see you all in the next one, guys! Fun fact, this umbrella, the tip and the handle are actually black, and I've just put red electrical tape on these years ago when I wanted an umbrella specifically to do a 7th Doctor cosplay. I still don't have an actual 7th Doctor cosplay though, that's kind of silly, I just have the umbrella. Until we meet again!